The room fell silent as I raised my champagne glass, the bubbles fizzing like the rage I'd bottled up for months. My sister's laughter echoed from across the table, oblivious, surrounded by our family who adored her golden child facade. But I knew the truth. She'd taken my money week after week and shattered my son's heart on his special day. Tonight, I'd make sure everyone saw the monster behind her smile. What would happen when I dropped the bomb? Would they believe me or turn on the betrayed one? Emily Thompson stared at her reflection in the kitchen mirror that morning, her eyes puffy from another sleepless night. At 38, she was a single mom juggling a demanding job as a marketing executive in downtown Chicago, where the skyscrapers loomed like constant reminders of her ambitions and her sacrifices. Tommy, her 8-year-old son, was her world, a bundle of energy with curly brown hair and a gap-toothed grin that could melt the iciest heart. But lately, that grin had faded, replaced by a quiet sadness that gnawed at Emily's soul. It had all started 6 months ago. Emily's promotion meant longer hours, client dinners that stretched into the night, and weekends buried in reports. She couldn't afford full-time daycare on her salary, not the good kind anyway. That's when she turned to her younger sister, Sarah. Sarah, at 32, was the family darling, perpetually unemployed but always between opportunities, with a knack for charming her way through life. Their parents, retired in the suburbs, doted on her, often slipping her cash under the table while preaching self-reliance to Emily. "Sis, I need help," Emily had said over coffee at their favorite diner on Michigan Avenue, the clatter of plates and hum of conversations providing a false sense of normalcy. "Tommy's school lets out at 3, and I'm stuck at the office till 6 or later. Could you watch him? I'd pay you $700 a week. That's more than fair." Sarah's eyes lit up like the city lights reflecting off Lake Michigan. "Oh, Em, you're a lifesaver. I mean, I'd do it for free, but yeah, that helps. I'll be the best aunt ever. We'll be cookies, play games. Tommy will love it." Emily felt a wave of relief wash over her. Sarah had always been flaky, sure, dropping out of college twice, bouncing from job to job, but she was family. Blood was thicker than water, right? And with their parents' history of favoring Sarah after their dad's heart attack years ago, when Sarah had been the one to sacrifice by staying home, Emily didn't want to rock the boat. She handed over the first check that Friday, watching Sarah tuck it into her designer purse, a gift from who knows where. The first few weeks seemed perfect. Tommy came home chattering about adventures, building forts in the living room, watching cartoons on the big screen, even a trip to the zoo where Sarah splurged on cotton candy. Emily would rush in the door exhausted from back-to-back meetings and find them laughing over pizza. "Aunt Sarah's the best," Tommy would exclaim, hugging her legs. Emily ignored the nagging doubts, the way Sarah's text about pickups were always late or how Tommy's homework folder sometimes looked untouched. But cracks appeared slowly, like frost spreading on a window pane during a brutal Chicago winter. One evening, Emily got home early and found Tommy alone in front of the TV, a bowl of dry cereal, his only dinner. "Where's Aunt Sarah?" she asked, her voice steady but her heart racing. "She had to run out for a bit," Tommy mumbled, eyes glued to the screen. Sarah sauntered in an hour later, reeking of perfume and carrying shopping bags from Nordstrom. "Oh, hey, traffic was nuts. Tommy was fine, right, buddy?" She ruffled his hair, but Emily saw the boy's shoulders tense. It escalated from there. Missed soccer practices because Sarah forgot. Tommy's lunches turning into vending machine snacks. Emily confronted her sister privately, in the quiet of her apartment kitchen, the dishwasher humming in the background like white noise to drown out the tension. "Sarah, this isn't working. Tommy needs stability. If you can't commit, I'll find someone else." Sarah's face twisted into that familiar pout, the one that had gotten her out of trouble since childhood. "Em, come on, I'm doing my best. You think it's easy chasing after a kid all day? And $700 a week? That's peanuts for what I put up with. If you fire me, what will Mom and Dad say? They'll think you're being ungrateful again." Ungrateful. The word stung. echoing their family's old wounds. Their parents had always pitted them against each other subtly. Emily, the responsible one, Sarah, the free spirit. Emily bit her tongue, wrote another check, and hoped for improvement. But deep down, resentment simmered. She lay awake at 2 a.m., wondering how she'd become so blinded by her own needs. Night, staring at the ceiling fan's lazy spin, wondering if she was failing as a mother by relying on someone so unreliable. Then came Tommy's birthday. It was a milestone. Turning 8, old enough to remember the magic, but young enough to believe in it fully. Emily had planned a small party for the weekend, but on the actual day, a Wednesday, she wanted it special. She texted Sarah that morning, "Make sure to do something fun with Tommy today. Maybe cupcakes or a park trip. I'll be home by 7 to celebrate." Sarah's reply, "Got it," smiley face. Emily powered through her day, presentations blurring into emails, her mind drifting to Tommy's excited face. She stopped at a bakery on the way home, picking up a chocolate cake with "Happy Birthday, Tommy" in blue icing, his favorite color. The city lights twinkled as she drove through rush hour, her radio playing classic rock to calm her nerves. But when she walked in, the apartment was eerily quiet. Tommy sat at the kitchen table, coloring alone, his little face drawn. No balloons, no streamers, not even a card. "Hey, champ, happy birthday!" Emily forced a chair, setting down the cake. Tommy looked up, eyes wide. "It is? Aunt Sarah didn't say anything. We just watched TV all day. She was on her phone a lot." Emily's stomach dropped. She checked her phone. No missed calls, just a selfie from Sarah at a coffee shop, time-stamped midday. Where is she now? Left an hour ago, said she had a date. Rage boiled inside Emily, hot and unrelenting. She called Sarah, who picked up on the third ring, laughter in the background. "Em, what's up?" "You ignored his birthday after I specifically asked?" "Oh, shoot, I forgot. It's Wednesday? Tell Tommy I'm sorry. I'll make it up to him." "Sorry, that's it? I've been paying you $700 a week to care for him, and you can't even remember his birthday?" Sarah's tone shifted, defensive. "Look, I'm not his mom. That's your job. And frankly, if you were around more, you wouldn't need me. Don't blame me for your choices." The line went dead. Emily hugged Tommy tight, singing happy birthday through tears, but the damage was done. That night, as Tommy slept, Emily paced the living room, the city skyline mocking her from the window. How had she let this happen? Sarah had always been selfish, but this crossed a line. Memories flooded back, Sarah borrowing Emily's savings in high school and never repaying, crashing Emily's car in college and blaming it on bad luck, even flirting with Emily's ex-husband before the divorce. Their parents always excused it. "Sarah's sensitive. She means well." No more. Emily decided then. Revenge wouldn't be petty or violent. It would be calculated, exposing Sarah's true colors where it hurt most, in front of the family at the annual reunion party next month. Their clan gathered every summer at their parents' house in the suburbs, a sprawling backyard barbecue with aunts, uncles, cousins, and neighbors. It was Sarah's stage, where she basked in praise. Emily would turn it into her downfall. Over the next weeks, Emily gathered evidence like a detective in one of those true crime podcasts she listened to during commutes. She saved texts from Sarah, complaints about babysitting duty mixed with demands for more money. She recorded voicemails where Sarah canceled last minute for emergencies that smelled like hangovers. Most damning, she found Tommy's journal, hidden under his bed, pages filled with drawings of sad faces and words like, "Aunt Sarah doesn't like me." It broke her heart, but fueled her resolve. Internally, Emily wrestled with guilt. Was she stooping to Sarah's level? As a mom, she taught Tommy forgiveness, but this was different. This was protection. She confided in her best friend, Lisa, over wine at a rooftop bar overlooking the river. "Am I crazy?" Emily asked, the wind whipping her hair. Lisa shook her head. "No, hun, she's exploiting you. Family doesn't mean blind loyalty. Expose her for Tommy's sake." Emily nodded, steeling herself. She even role-played the speech in front of her mirror, practicing poise amid the storm. "Everyone, I have something to share about Sarah." She'd lay it out factually, no hysterics, letting the truth speak. The party day arrived, a sunny July afternoon in Elmhurst, the air thick with the scent of grilled burgers and fresh-cut grass. Kids splashed in the pool, adults clustered around picnic tables laden with potato salad and deviled eggs, classic American suburbia. Sarah arrived fashionably late in a dress that screamed, "Look at me," hugging their mom and dad with exaggerated affection. "Missed you all," she cooed. Emily watched from afar, Tommy by her side, holding his hand tight. He'd been quieter since the birthday fiasco, but today he played with cousins, a tentative smile returning. Their dad, ever the patriarch, clinked his glass for a toast. "To family. And to Sarah, who's starting that new venture. Tell us about it, sweetie." Sarah beamed. "Oh, Dad, it's exciting. I'm launching a lifestyle blog all about balance, self-care, you know." Emily's blood boiled. Balance while neglecting a child for selfies? She waited for the right moment, after cake, when everyone was relaxed, bellies full. As the sun dipped, casting golden hues over the yard, Emily stood. "Can I have everyone's attention?" Her voice trembled slightly, but she pushed on. Hearts pounded, hers, and she imagined Sarah's when realization hit. The family turned, curious smiles fading as Emily pulled out her phone, projecting text onto a makeshift screen from the patio TV. "I've been paying Sarah $700 a week to watch Tommy, but she's been negligent, missed pickups, forgotten meals, and worst, ignored his birthday completely." Gasps rippled through the crowd. Sarah's face paled. "Em, what the hell? This is private." "Not anymore," Emily said calmly. "Here's proof." She read from the journal, Tommy's innocent words hanging in the air like smoke. "Aunt Sarah yells when I ask for help. I wish Mom was home." Their mom clutched her chest. "Sarah, is this true?" Sarah stammered. "It's exaggerated. Emily's overworking, projecting her guilt." But the evidence mounted. Voicemails played, showing Sarah's flippant tone. Cousins whispered, uncles frowned. Dad's face hardened. "We've enabled you too long, Sarah. This stops now." Sarah burst into tears, fleeing to the house, but the damage was irreversible. The family rallied around Emily, apologies flowing like the beer taps. "We had no idea," an aunt said, hugging her. Tommy watched wide-eyed, but later whispered, "Thanks, Mom. I feel better." As night fell, fireworks from a nearby display lit the sky. Symbolic, Emily thought, of her own explosion. She drove home with Tommy asleep in the back, a weight lifted. Sarah texted later, "You ruined me." Emily didn't reply. Instead, she hired a reliable nanny, reclaimed her evenings, and vowed to prioritize her son. Months later, at Thanksgiving, Sarah was absent, figuring things out in therapy, their parents said. Emily felt empowered, not vengeful. She'd protected her family, exposed the cruelty, and emerged stronger. The city lights welcomed her home, brighter than before.